Lily, it is the last Tuesday show
of the year.
Before we go into 2021. Tuesday the 29th of December. And how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very, very tired. But I'm feeling good. Ready.
Nice. It's good to feel good, huh?
Yeah.
I know. And I don't know what kind of day it's been. It was very cold outside.
Oh yeah, it was a bit chilly.
Extremely cold. And we walked in and then we went out again and then we walked in and then we went out again. We kind of settled, pottering about, you know how we do. And yes, here we are with you beautiful people here tonight in Allflavas land. And how are you all doing out there? Come on, let's talk tonight, all right? We're covering some nice topics. And let's keep it light and airy, and text in if you like or call in if you like, and we'll keep the conversation going. So Lily, it's Kwanzaa. So we've had the Christmas.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that celebrate Kwanzaa, it's not a festival, it's not a religious holiday or anything like that. However, it was something that was created for African Americans to celebrate the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. And we just thought that we might just share with you all. Now, it runs over a weekly period, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And so we just thought that we'd share with you all out there exactly what Kwanzaa is. I mean, it's less than 60 years old, so it's something very new. But I think it's such a lovely, all of the principles of it are so beautiful that it's something worth sharing, right?
Yeah, definitely, because it's about honouring the ancestors, kind of, isn't it? Thinking about where you came from and how you can go forward with your community.
And I know that it had something to do with the Watts Rebellion. Does anyone out there? I think we're going to run a competition tonight, okay? So I'm not going to tell you what the Watts Rebellion is, but I'd like for you to tell us what it is. And you can get yourselves what should we give out tonight, Lily? What do you think?
I think we should give out another book.
A book?
Yeah.
Okay, 40. Joy, yours is still on its way. I'm sorry, love. It's just like getting it to you, you know. So hello, Joy McKay. Hi, George Flavors. How are you all doing out there? Yeah, so we'll give out, and D Therapist is on as well, and guess 32. We'll give out another 40.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah? All right, so signed copy of 40. If you can tell us what the Watts Rebellion was. That's all I'm going to say at the moment. We'll mention it throughout. We might even throw in a t-shirt with that, Lily. What do you say?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we're going to throw in an these are very exclusive. All right, these Allflavas t-shirts. So it had all to do with the Watts Rebellion, and really the fellow that started it, what was his name again? What was
it was Maluana Karenga, I think it was a woman.
Okay,
yeah.
So he started the Kwanzaa movement, and it was all due to, there was a lot of goings on as regards to this Watts Rebellion, so they decided to start up the Kwanzaa celebration, right? So there are 7 principles there, Lily.
Yeah, so Kwanzaa itself is from a Swahili phrase meaning matunda. The phrase is matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruits, which is nice because we're ending off the year, going into another year with the first fruits of these 7 principles, I'm going to say. So the first one is umoja, which is unity.
Yeah.
Then we've got self-determination.
Yeah.
With a nice word.
That's not day 2.
Kujichagulia.
Kujichagulia.
It sounds really foreign when I say that. Okay.
Yeah.
Ujima, which is a collective work and responsibility. Ujama, which is cooperative economics. Nia, which is purpose. Kuwumba, which is creativity. And Imani, which means faith. So each day we start with the Kwanzaa starts on the 26th of December. So each day is represented by one of these.
And today's Ujima, right?
Yeah, today's Ujima, it's day 4.
Day 4, yeah. So is that collective work and responsibility? No, sorry.
Cooperative economics.
Okay, cooperative economics. So I know on this station we do always encourage us about the Black Pound and buying within our community, and I know that that's what it points to, isn't it, Lily?
Yeah, so it's about how we can use our economics, how we can use our finances to help boost the community that we're in. So obviously it's an African American holiday, but obviously here we have our native brothers and sisters.
Yes.
So it's about helping support those within our own community on the day of Ujamaa.
Awesome. So that's our day-to-day, Day 4. We say it runs for 6 weeks. And they also have 7 candles, a bit like the Hanukkah, we thought, wasn't it?
Yeah, I do think it's quite similar to Hanukkah because they have 7 candles that they light each. I think they light one each day, I'm not sure. But the same thing with Kwanzaa, the tradition is to have the four candle candelabra. Yeah. And they can light a candle on the day. And
the candles, there's 3 that are of the 7 candles that are red, and those represent the struggle. 3 that are green that represent land and hope for the future, and 1 that's black that represents representing people of African descent. And it says some families who do celebrate Kwanzaa dress up or decorate their homes in those colours. So red, green, and black. I have seen that around.
Have you?
Yeah, the red, green and black.
I haven't.
A lot, yeah.
I think why it is quite nice, I don't know if I was observe it myself, what is quite nice is the fact that it's got no religious connection. I think a lot of these other so-called religious holiday, the religious holiday that was just gone, it's not about religion, is it? And I don't really agree with them still calling it a religious holiday when it's not. But this is quite nice in the fact that you're more respecting your ancestry as opposed to, and
what's nice, I think what's nice about it as well, what all those words stand for when you look at Umoja, which is a first day, and unity, and Kuchigwila, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but self-determination, and then obviously the collective responsibility, and Ujamaa, the cooperative economics, Naya, its purpose, and then Kumba, creativity, and then Imani, which is the 7th one, faith. When we put all those together, working collectively as a community, I think it's really nice that we would instill all of those things, right? So yeah, Kwanzaa, and it says that it has 7 symbols as well. Did you notice that one?
Yeah, I did.
The symbols of it. So do you want to?
So we got crops, which is mazoa, Nkeka, which is the mat that they have, a kinara, which is the candle holder, that's the candelabra with the 7 candles in it, the muhidini, which is corn, kikombe cha umoja, which is the unity cup, and zewadi, which is gifts. So it is also a time of gift giving, but it's also a time of reflection on how we can to support our brothers, with be unified with our brothers. As you see there, it's got food, it's got crops, it's got things that are seemingly something very small, but from something like a very, very small corn seed. Has anyone seen a cornfield?
Yes, I tried growing corn this year.
Did you?
I did, but didn't really work out too well.
But
I'll try again next year.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's nice to see things grow, isn't it? It said that it was created in a way of uniting and empowering the African American community in the aftermath of that Watts rebellion. So it was obviously any riot or anything like that, it does leave a lot of devastation. So in order to build up the people, oops, but what I asked what the Watts rebellion was.
Yeah.
So in that sense, oh sure I did, didn't I?
If anyone caught that, get in there quick.
Yeah, but they've got to give us a little bit more information as regards to what the Watts rebellion actually was.
Yeah, so Kwanzaa is an African American celebration, but it is to honour our ancestry and who we are, and it runs from the 26th of December to the 1st of January.
Awesome. So I don't know, 60 years old Kwanzaa, and you know, it's something lovely. It's again for us and by us, and yeah, extending that. Obviously, in this time now that we're in, it's a bit difficult in the sense of meeting up together because we are under a lot of restrictions. But again, we have the Zoom, we have ways of meeting, and even if you just send a greeting on each of those days, so we've got about 3 more days of it left. We have the Nay, our purpose, Kumba, creativity, and Imani, having that faith, you know, so maybe thinking in those terms, who knows, you know, and maybe next year looking into it and seeing a bit more about the whole Kwanzaa celebration. We'll see you in 5. And that was Raw Silk there. Do it to the music. I like that part of the song, you know, when it breaks it all down. And all the filters and all that stuff that come in. I will learn how to use this, all the filters on this Trackator thing at some point, but yeah, never mind.
Sounds good to me. It sounds good to me.
Sounds good to you. So, Lily.
Yes.
So we were just talking about Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's something really amazing that has happened this week, or was it last week?
21st, so last week.
Last week, and that was the Jamaica and Nigeria created history by the air piece landing on Caribbean soil.
Amazing.
Wonderful. So it says the arrival of air piece marked the first non-stop flight to the island and is aimed at exploring the possibility of direct round-trip commercial airlift between the 2 destinations.
Yeah. We have to say why the reason this has made history. So there is no direct flights from the Americas to the continent of Africa.
Quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you think about the so-called transatlantic.
Yes. Well.
Yes.
They are unable to. Well, they haven't as of yet had a direct flight. So this Nigeria to Montego Bay and back is amazing.
I think it's brilliant.
It's amazing.
150 passengers were on that flight, and they said they've made aviation history as the air piece made its historic direct flight from Lagos to Sangster International Airport in the western city of Montego Bay. Sangster, I didn't know that Sangster had an airport. Or is that where we do land in Montego Bay?
Maybe we just don't know the name of the actual airport.
I just say Montego Bay, but I'm sure there's only one airport there. And that's the one you come in over the sea and then you land. It's amazing. Like it's beautiful.
I get really what's the word? Highly anxious when they go out to the sea to come back in.
Really?
Oh, it freaks me out. I'm already not a good flyer. When I see that, I'm like, there's no land. There's no land.
Yeah, but when you're flying, there's no land. When you're flying, you're just above the clouds.
I don't look out the window, to be honest.
You don't?
No way.
There's a lot of amazing things to see when you look out the window when you're flying.
No way. Well, that being said, actually, when I went, it's just a short haul flight when I was going to Spain, and we were driving over some hilly mountainous region, I don't know where it was, but at the top you could see little people walking along this, like, trail that they had made, like a hiking trail. It was really nice. That was nice, but then that was the moment I looked out the window.
Okay, see, when we don't look, when fear holds us back, if we allow fear to hold us back, we will do nothing. And a lot of the time we've got to step outside of that comfort zone. We've spoken about this many times. Step outside of that comfort zone in order to see the magnificence.
It just makes the experience worse, though, for me. Because, like, looking out of the window, you see, there's land over there, we're going to be landing soon. And then we drive straight past the land and go out to this never-ending expanse of ocean.
But you don't see that because you're above the clouds.
No, but you do see it though, because I saw that.
Wow.
When I can't remember who was flying into, and we went over the land over the sea, and then they obviously turned around and came back down because the airport was right near the sea. But that was not good for my anxiety.
Well, you know, once you're in the air, the worst times are the taking off and the landings. Once you're in the air, it's fine, you know. But it said that this chart flight, it's a special charter flight that indicated that this airline, the Air Peace, could actually do any destination.
Yeah, because it's done a couple already. It's done like China, Turkey, India, Malaysia, Israel. It's come to the UK, Thailand and Indonesia. And it also made another kind of groundbreaking flight because it flew from Lagos to Johannesburg in South Africa. And I don't think they've got direct flights from those two major cities. So that's another, says the Lagos route connected two giant African countries at an affordable fare.
So do they have internal flights in Africa? I know they used to, because they had the bird in Gambia. You see that just rotting in the corner when you're coming to land in Banjul. You just see the bird there, and that just never took off. But I knew that they did a few flights.
They must have internal flights, but it might not be affordable for people who want to go from country to country.
And from Nigeria all the way to, because that is far. It's still a long journey. I mean, how many hours, I wonder, would it be? Because it takes 3 days to do Nigeria, Gambia, and the one underneath that. I can't remember. I'll think of it. To drive. So that's a 3-day drive.
Wow.
But flying, it's quite a lot of miles. Africa's a very, very big continent. So I guess it's the same with if you go from the States or something, isn't it? New York to LA, say.
Yeah, but Americans, they will take an 18-hour flight just to pay. They'll go this place to this place, and this place to this place, and this place to this place, just to cut fares. So that they have to pay for a direct flight. Just
imagine they've done this flight from Africa to Jamaica. That is groundbreaking, isn't it?
And it's 11 hours.
It's an 11-hour flight. See,
it's an 11-hour flight. It's not. It's terrible, long. But it's not that terrible.
That's longer than going from London to Jamaica. It's only about 9 hours. Well, let's know out there. London to Jamaica.
Yeah,
sure, it's about 9 hours.
It's a 9-hour flight.
So 11 hours from Nigeria, because I guess it's going through that Bermuda Triangle part.
I don't know, Mum. I'm not even going to try and speculate.
No, I'm saying from Africa. That's possibly why they don't do the directs from Africa to the States.
Oh, maybe.
Because of that whole area. Lots of planes and that gone missing in Bermuda Triangle. So
but isn't that to do with the magnetic pull that's in that area?
Hence no flights.
Well, they've managed to do it now.
Yeah, exactly. So it is groundbreaking, isn't it?
Managed to do it now.
You know,
I guess that would be really good as well for the Jamaican economy, because it'd be a nice stop off. So if you're coming from Africa, obviously you've got to go through Jamaica to get to America, for example. You'd go Nigeria to Jamaica. Yeah, that's an 11-hour flight. It'd be a couple days stay over, and then from Jamaica to wherever you're going in America.
You could possibly do that. However, they might do direct to the United States.
Yeah, well, they haven't. So this is the first.
Yeah.
It's taken this long to get here, so let's boost the Jamaican economy a bit, and then we'll work on.
Okay, that's really good.
We'll work on getting to America, but you know.
But the first non-stop flight to the island from Nigeria. So it says it's exploring the possibility of direct round-trip commercial airlifts between the two destinations. So the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, was on hand to greet Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Oh, how beautiful is that? That's wonderful.
That's amazing.
So what are your thoughts out there? Direct flights from Jamaica to Nigeria. This is a groundbreaking. First, this is called the Air Peace flight from Nigeria to Jamaica. And round trips they're talking about there. So how do you feel about that? Groundbreaking, and there's a lot of groundbreaking stuff coming out of Africa anyway, isn't there? You know, so watch this space. I watched something today. It was an animation done by African House. Very, very good. Very good. You know, so it's coming up. We spoke about Akon last week, right?
Yeah, building up Senegal.
Yeah.
So mate, there's loads of positivity coming out of these countries now, which I think is amazing.
Mm.
And it goes to show that we're not just, you know, that we've got, what's the word? We've got the know-how, and now we're putting the know-how into practice, and it's paying off for us.
It's paying off greatly. So I always say about going and investing back into Africa, because, you know, we're on a very small island here, an island that's good for potatoes maybe, but there's not a lot coming from the UK. We spoke about that as well.
Yeah.
Especially with the fact we're going to be looking back at speaking on some of the things that we've spoken of. UNICEF having to come into the country and feed, you know, their people, you know, so that's quite frightening in that sense. So there's not much really happening here. And again, has anyone out there heard of this tier 5 too? I mean, these tiers are going up and up and up and up as well.
I just don't think they know what they're doing, they're just making it up as they go along. Yeah,
so yes, Joy says it's her yard, my yard, you landed there, Wimbo. Very pleasant evening. And naturally, Lily, it's sometimes 11 hours from London to Mo Bay. Okay, so it's really dependent.
And I think it's the time difference, isn't it? If our clocks go back or forward, then it'd make a difference to...
Okay. Still a long flight, isn't it? 11 hours, because again, it's only from here to Africa is 6 hours.
No, from here to Gambia is 6 hours.
To Gambia, yeah. To Gambia.
If you're going to somewhere else in Africa, it's going to take longer.
Sure, Kenya was about 14 hours.
There you
it was
go.
a long flight. That was long. So yes, who knows who'll be able to get onto that flight. So if there's anything that, you know, don't forget we're running a competition tonight as regards to Kwanzaa and when Kwanzaa started, and what we were asking is, what was the Watts Rebellion? This was one of the reasons why Kwanzaa was started, the Watts Rebellion, and there's a book 40 signed book and also an All Flavas t-shirt that's up for grabs. So come on guys, let's talk. 07895 134 713. That's 07895 134 713. Etana with Judge Harriet there. Oh yes. So Lily, Joy has said thank you for everyone that's made her smile during this very, very difficult year. And it has been one of those kinds of years, isn't it? To me today, I just couldn't believe how quick the year has gone, regardless of us being in this isolation and lockdown. I felt that this year's gone faster than any other year.
You think so?
Yeah, not for you.
I don't think it's gone faster. I think it's gone like... Maybe it has gone... maybe not than any other year.
Yeah.
But it has sped by.
Yeah, most definitely. It was in March. And then now we're in December. I mean, the days do roll by one. Yeah, one by one. But yeah, I just think that it's gone so quick.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And what have we done? Have we made any waves out there, beautiful people? Have we made waves as regards to, you know, becoming better people, looking deeper within ourselves, reflecting deeper within ourselves? Have we done any of those things? Have we achieved or accomplished anything with all the time that we have had? And they're talking now, I'm sure that we were speaking before, and they're saying that we hope that it's not another year that we have to go through all of this.
Yeah, that wasn't...
You know?
Yeah.
So it's I know we don't like to dwell on it and speak about it, but it seems to just be right there in front of us like a big boulder that we can't get around because of all of these, you know, government regulations or whatever's. So it's making the best out of our time, I think, even though, you know, we are within it.
Yeah, I watched something yesterday. It's on the Disney Plus app.
Yeah.
And it's called Soul. It's a really, really good film. It's a kid's film, but it's really good. And one of the points that came out of the film was the fact that he had been given the gift of life, and until it was taken, let's say taken away from him, it wasn't, you will understand if you watched the film. But until he went through this experience, he didn't understand what his purpose was, because he thought his purpose was this one soul thing that he had to accomplish, and then that was it, that was him. And then when he went through this experience, he realised that actually I've been given this gift of life, I should be living it.
Absolutely.
And I think being put in this situation, lockdown, quarantine, all these tier business, it almost seems like it's sucking your opportunity to live your life, because what can we go out and do? We can't go out and do anything. Nothing's there for us to go out
physically do.
But what do we do in our own space and in our head space that promotes living the life that we've been given?
Because when you think about going out, you're saying going out to work or going out to a club or going out in that sense, whereas a lot of the time we don't reflect on ourselves and really enjoying our moments, being happy in our moments. Do we, take the time out to do that? Sorry, Lily, did I cut you there?
No, I was just gonna say, when I say go out, I don't necessarily mean that. I mean, like, even just going on little day trips with the children and stuff like that. Things like that have been. I think I took them for granted. Fully took them for granted when they were there, readily available to me. Maybe sometimes it was due to funding, but sometimes it's due to just being lazy and I can't really bother to do this today. And now we cannot do it. It's like, oh, I really want to take you here, I want to go here, and you have to now fill the time at home with
other things.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of other things that we can actually do. Lots
it's
of
really
creative
hard to think
things.
about what other things there are to do.
Like one of the, again going back to Kwanzaa, one of the things was creativity, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so the creativity was Kumba, which is the day after tomorrow, to be creative. So, there's so much things in the way of creativity. I've been watching this woman making furniture out of cardboard.
Wow.
And it's strong, solid furniture. And I'm like, where does she get all these ideas from? She's obviously sits down and molds it over and just gets on with it as well, because that too is something, isn't it? It's getting on with it.
Yeah.
Like you said, sometimes you feel lazy, I don't feel like doing it. But now, I guess given the situation that we found ourselves in, that we are going to really embrace and be appreciative of when a library or when a museum is open.
Yeah, it's true.
Very true. We were out today, just like we said, walking between home and the amount of people walking along the river, because we live by the river. And I mean, we are all meant to be in isolation, she said with air quotes, but it's just nice. It's cold, yes, you wrap up and you get out.
It's like the child's mentality, isn't it? You tell them not to do something and they'll do it.
Yeah.
So they've been told don't leave your house, and everybody's out. I mean, let's be fair. How many of those people, when you was going on our walks before, when we used to go out, we used to go to the park and whatnot, how many of those people were walking along the river?
But that was in the summer as well. We got to, it was very
That's what I'm
busy.
saying. But it's not been as busy as we saw it today. On a normal, non-lockdown, quarantine day, this time last year people weren't walking along the river.
Because people were at work.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't it?
That's true.
So again, like you said, more people have got time on their hands. So they're going to go out and do more. In that sense, right? I know it shouldn't be. It's very difficult to live by these rules.
Isn't it? It's such a challenge.
We have literally been in prison for nearly a year.
My friend said
my
that to
house
me.
is in prison. It's not, and like Olivia said before, it's not a war-torn zone. But it's finding things to do, and there's lots of things to do. Really, there are a lot of things.
What, in the house?
Yeah.
Do you want to name a few?
Well,
for our listeners.
Making furniture out of cardboard. No, not really. There's lots.
That is something,
Yeah,
little project.
Being productive, and working on our best selves, working out for our greater good, and understanding the people that we are. Because a lot of people are low, a lot of people are depressed as well. And picking up the phone and speaking to people, because that's something that's being lost now as well. That whole social because no one's allowed to get out socially and, you know, be in each other's space, so that's very difficult. And there's a lot of people that are very, very low at this time. So picking up the phone and calling people.
I honestly was being a bit, what's the word? Obviously I don't celebrate Christmas, but we usually have people over on the festive day. And no one could come to my house. And it was really, really depressing. So we spoke to our friends, was like, oh yeah, we'll do a Zoom. And I was so low, I ate my dinner and went to bed.
Oh.
Because I just thought, this is awful. Like, we don't celebrate Christmas. Me and my friends do not celebrate Christmas. But that is the one time that we know we'll all see each other, we'll have have jokes, we'll have a drink, we'll be in each other's company. And my friend texts me, and she's like, Alicia, this doesn't feel like Christmas. And we don't even celebrate it.
It didn't.
But it didn't.
No.
That day was a challenge.
It was strange. I went to Mum's. It was lovely. It was really nice.
Yeah.
So I'm not leaving her at home on her own.
No, you don't have to.
You know, it's not fair, and I'm part of her bubble, whatever they, you know. But family, it's really affected the family a lot.
Definitely.
You know, how have you been managing out there, beautiful people, as regards to perhaps meeting up during this time? Have you put it off? Were you able to meet up with your families, or did you meet up in another way, i.e. via Zoom or in some other way in order to get together? Let us know. 07895 134 713. That's 07895 134 713.
I think one thing it did teach me though, because obviously we all anticipate that day, we all look forward to that day regardless of what we're celebrating or not, just to be around family and friends and things like that. And another one of my friends said to me, she said, you know what, I'm not even thinking about next week, I'm just thinking about what am I doing today, possibly what's happening tomorrow, like just taking every day as it comes.
Yeah.
Because this year has quite clearly shown we can plan, there's nothing wrong with planning, but you have to be in the moment that you're in.
Yeah.
Like today, we did what we needed to do today, and tomorrow, when I wake up, I do what I need to do tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't, the scriptures say you can't be anxious for the next day.
Because each day has its own anxiety.
Yeah.
Every day has its own anxiety.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, you know, I'm just finding that one day's rolling into the next. Especially over this period, I'm quite confused. Like, what's the date today? Oh, no, it's Tuesday, you know. And because it's literally like, it's not even Groundhog Day, we said the other day, isn't it? Waking up and doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not that, but it's just like, it's just going so speedy. You know, but one good thing, I'll tell you, good thing that's coming is that Coming to America official trailer.
I'm so excited.
Right, so again, it's set in Zamunda. Yeah, so do you guys remember Coming to America? Did you go out there and watch that film? Well, there is actually a part 2, and it's been released from Amazon Studios.
Oh, yes.
It's on Prime TV.
I've got Prime TV.
March the 5th, 2021. So this is the Eddie Murphy trailer of Coming to America.
I've seen the trailer. It's a very good trailer.
Yeah.
There are some very, very interesting faces in the film, actually.
There's a lot of stars in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's quite a few that I saw. And it's a bit weird, like the way the story's going, it does make you think, where is this going? You know, would he know he's got a son? Why would he be told this? Like, you know, it's a bit up in the air. But yeah, I'm very excited to see it.
But I don't recall him seeing anyone when he went to.
Exactly. So now we got to find out how has he got a son. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
What have you been doing, Akeem? You know.
So Elisa, the original cast member,
she's in it. Yeah.
So let's see all the
looking
amazing
come
together. But Wesley Snipes is in it.
I know, that's what's great.
I know Wesley. Wesley Snipes. and also Kiki Lane, Arsino Hall, when he was in the original. I always thought that James Earl Jones had passed away, you know.
No, it's Uncle Phil.
Okay, it's Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil that passed away. James Earl Jones is still going strong. He was in the Star Wars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know me in films. I'm not very good when it comes to these things. So there's a whole cast, there's a whole heap of people in it. It's a huge cast.
Yeah.
You know, so that's something to lift the spirits, but that is coming in March.
That's something to look forward to.
Yeah, it is something to look
March
forward
the 5th, 2021.
Yeah, so coming to America.
Get your Amazon Prime subscriptions ready.
I'm coming to your house to watch it.
Yeah, you come to where we have a screening.
Yeah, that sounds good. But in saying that as well, beautiful people, do you remember, cast your mind back, because this is kind of a reminiscing show. We're looking back and speaking about some of the things that we've spoken of throughout this time that we've been with Allflavasradio. Picking up all the DJs and everyone out there doing amazing jobs. George Flavors, always, you know, fantastic platform here. And if you cast your mind back to Black History Month, there was a king that we spoke of, just in line with coming to America. Who was the king that we spoke of? And what country did he come from, if you can recall? And again, yes, we may be giving out a prize for that too. So that's amazing, isn't it? You know, I almost said his name. I almost said his name, but I'm not allowed. I've got to keep quiet on that one. So yeah, coming to America too, coming to studios, coming to Prime. It's quite funny. What's happened to the cinemas?
I know, Jayla was saying to me last night, oh mummy, my friend said they went to the cinema, and I said, no baby, the cinemas are closed.
Wow.
And it's really strange that's what I mean, like places where we used to visit, no one's going to cinema no more. Everything's airing on, I think the new Mulan film came out a couple of months ago, and we just watched it on TV the other day. And it was just, the whole experience is lost.
It's at home, everything's at home now. Why is that? What is going on?
I don't know. Because you need social. Yeah. I don't understand what is the importance of breaking up the social aspect of, is it because that's when people start getting ideas and coming to certain conclusions? Is that what it is?
No idea. Can you tell us out there, beautiful people?
You know.
What do we need to be socially together and grow and flourish as communities, as a society? Or do we not? Can we do everything from home and flourish and grow? Let us know that one as well. No.
You can't. You need some form of social interaction to flourish. Any civilization, if you look at civilizations from the past, it's always been there's always been a social aspect to communities and civilizations, and you know.
Yeah, no man is an island.
No.
We need people around us. More than as well your extended family. Because some families are small as well. You know, I think of little Malcolm.
Yeah.
He can't even get out. And he's suffering like when it comes to social, because
he's very social,
that's
isn't he?
Boosts him up.
Yeah.
Like I've spoken to him, and his doesn't sound low or anything like that, but you know, he's missing getting out. I mean, he's 83. You know, the last thing that we went to was at the festival that we were at, but that's his days, being around people. That's what makes him feel great. So when that aspect is taken away, I guess you've got to spend more time with yourself.
But I think it's kept him young and in his mind as well, because even he looks old. He's an older man, but you can see that he's still got all his cognition. He's still there, you know, because he's always interacting with people, and he interacts with everybody. Malcolm is just such a lovely guy. Interacts with everybody. You know, it keeps him going. I feel sorry for the older generation that are by themselves. Like we got a old people's home at the end of our road, and it just makes, obviously some of them haven't got families, so they're most probably why they're there, but it just makes me think, I don't want to be an old person by myself, because they are old people by themselves. That's a bit more social because they can interact with the nurses and whoever cares for them.
Because I think there's a outbreak in there apparently as well, isn't there?
I don't know. Just
but,
I'd hate to be an elderly. I hate to be anyone on my own in this time.
Yeah, we do need people. We all need people, don't we? Beautiful people. And that's it. So again, there's something we've mentioned before, looking out for your neighbours. My friend RJ Ricky J Ricky highlighted this week about going knock on your neighbour's door, make sure they've had food, make sure they've had something to eat. We mentioned this before, haven't we, Lily? Just it takes nothing for us to look out for other people, because sadly there are people that are out there on their own, so look out for these ones and just check and see that they're all right. How are you doing out there? We're here to talk to you too, all right? So you can always talk to us too. Yes, this is Tuesday night drive time Let's Talk show, but as I say, my number 07895 134 we're there to talk, all right? So don't forget that. What you're listening to, I'm Wimbo77.
And I'm Naturally Lily.
Yes. All right, so we'll see you in 5. Oh, a bit of Karen Jones there with Ready, Ready Love. Oh, wow, Lily. Ready, Ready Love. Karen Jones there. I'm remembering all the names. My grey matter's working tonight.
Mine isn't.
Sometimes it's just like so not working. Lily, it is 20:07 on the 29th of December.
On our 22nd show.
Yes, 22nd. Like Cal says, yes, the year is going quick. BS of this because of this virus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most probably.
It's the virus that's got, one, it can come out, it knows not to come out after a certain time.
It doesn't come out on the weekend.
And if you're in just 6 people together, then you're fine. But if it's very stealth and very clever.
Yeah. It's annoying is what it is.
Oh yeah. Shouting out to Marjack and the family, Anisha, and also DiCarlo and Gary as well. Oh,
we've covered some topics this year. I mean, we've obviously, the Rona has been the theme. Let's just say 2020's theme has been the Rona. But we have covered some really interesting topics this year. We've spoken about relationships, and we did the 5 love languages. We've spoken about health, like men's health when it comes to making sure they're getting themselves checked. How many of you went and got yourselves checked, gentlemen?
Yes, have you done it? And it was the prostate, wasn't it? But also the mental health as well was
definitely
part of it, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because I feel like it's a topic that gets discussed but doesn't get discussed, if you get what I mean. Like, women are all for talking about mental health quite a lot. The word anxiety and depression gets thrown around. Sometimes I feel like it gets thrown around by people that don't actually understand what anxiety and depression is. There's more than just being anxious. There's a lot that goes into anxiety. It's a crazy topic. It really is. Saying to someone, I've had someone say to me before, well, just don't be anxious. Just don't think about it. Like, no, that's not how anxiety works. No. I could not be thinking about it and it's still
there.
It's there. It affects. You have triggers, and some people don't know what. For a good couple of years, didn't know what my triggers were.
There's a variety as well, because there's one anxiety, I can't remember the name of it. This is where you can start, you hear your heart pumping in your head. Yeah. And then you get your sweaty palms and panic attack. I think that's that one. So I never knew that people, they get so stressed that you can hear your heartbeat.
But it's not even stress. Like my first full-on panic attack, I thought I was having a heart attack in the middle of the road.
And then you've got to tell them don't breathe, because a lot of the time you're breathing too much. You've got to say try not to breathe. Yeah. It's
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And that's just one aspect of anxiety. There's a whole lot more to it.
I mean, that could be a topic. Let's looking into the different forms of anxiety disorders and stuff. We could perhaps cover that in the new year.
I think we will do a lot on when it comes to mental health, because again, it's not just mental health, because there's mental health, mental illness, that's two different things, as well as what goes into each category within mental health.
Yeah, and how to get the right support for it as well.
Where to go and get the support for it,
And I really, guys, I want the guys to speak up and join us in the chat room, join us in the conversation, because as females we can only talk about our own understanding and opinion and kind of experience from our point of view, but we know that it is men do suffer from anxiety, from depression. I don't know so much how many men or how rife anxiety is amongst men, but I know depression can be quite it is a challenge for a large amount of men. So I'd like to hear the men speak up. If you know of anyone that you'd perhaps like to get us to interview, message us, let us know.
And also remember the figures we spoke about when it came to men being victims of abuse.
Yes.
I did go in and look in on that.
Okay.
And it was 2.5% of men, which is 576,000 men, or 1.2 million women, that's 4.8%, were victims of partner abuse between 2018 and 2019.
Wow.
And also the statistic for the deaths of men or women being killed, it was 16 men compared to 80 women. Wow. So it was 60 men were actually killed at the hands of their partners, and 80
See?
Yeah.
And this is the thing as well, it is a larger proportion of women. And I think there's many contributing factors to that when it comes to how a woman may lose her life to the hand of her partner. And I guess you could almost feel like those 16 men are really extreme cases when it comes to male DV, but it's still a statistic, isn't it? They still fall in to that bracket. They still come up.
Yeah, and sadly what it says, and the reason we had this kind of debate, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was that nearly half of the male victims fail to tell anyone that they are being abused. Only 51% tell anyone.
Wow.
So that's not nowhere near 100%, over half, which is good, but it's not good. It says that they are nearly 3 times less likely to tell anyone than a female victim. So we said the women speak more than the men.
I think females get picked up a lot more as well. I was watching something on TV today, and the narrator was saying that the person who was the victim, the female, her manager, who was a man, came and said to her, "You look like she had a black eye or something." And he said, "What happened to you?" And he said, "Did he do this to you?" She said, "Oh, no, I fell over and knocked my head into a door." And from then his senses were heightened, because he knew that there was some kind of domestic situation going on there, so he looked out for her. And I think with women, we've always, not I say always, that's a kind of an assumption, most of the time, or a lot of the time, we can have someone in our workspace, in our school space, in whatever space that we go into, a social space, that will look out for you. They'll notice things. Whereas with a man,
they hide it well.
I think they do.
Yeah,
I think they do.
So we've got to speak up more, but then being vigilant.
Yeah.
And looking out for each other. Again, knocking on your neighbour's door.
Yeah.
It's that vigilance and looking out for each other. We're community, and that was again part of Kwanzaa, is that umoja, the unity, and the, ujima, which is a collective work and responsibility that we have towards each other. I really do like the principles of that, the Kwanzaa, so that unity and looking out for each other, that collective work and responsibility when it comes to those kind of things, isn't it?
It is, because like you were saying earlier, this time has taught us that we need to look out for our neighbours, our family, or even though we might not be able to meet together, being available in times of distress. You know, maybe going and picking up something from the shops, or just dropping them a text sometimes makes a difference. I haven't spoken to you in a long while, but you really have been on my mind. Just a text can kind of lift someone's spirits, you know.
Totally.
Like those 5 love languages, that doesn't just have to relate to your partner. Love is love, isn't it? Everyone wants to be loved. If someone's love language is gift giving, then you sending them a card and a bunch of flowers in the post, because we've got Moonpig now, guys.
True.
Moonpig.com. Just do something simple like that. Oh, that's really nice, they thought of me. You know, it's all, these things are always, it's like we teach transferable skills. These are transferable. You don't have to just relate it to your partners.
And the thing is, as well, in the sense of, yes, we have WhatsApp. But one thing that drives me mad about WhatsApp is that people just forward.
Oh yeah, no,
there's
I don't watch
no
them.
intimate conversation going on, or really checking up and saying, how are you? How are you doing? You know, it's just sending eye emojis. It means that you've just not taken the time out to really converse and make that time for people in, you know, texting, how are you? Wait for the conversation to flow both ways. You know, I feel that a lot more appreciative of someone that's taken the time and just maybe text something like that than sending out 10 of the same videos that 100 other people have sent you.
And it shows you now, it actually says forwarded by many. I saw that the other day. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you can send one.
Oh my life. WhatsApp are getting smart.
Well, it's too much. But it's again that control of watching conversations and certain things that we're doing.
Yeah.
Because we know that we have a discussion here now, and Tutu's advertisements coming up on your phone about the very things. We was in the kitchen the other day, and we were talking about anxiety. Do you remember?
And Google started telling you the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was annoying.
I saw something on TikTok, and the lady asked, why am I single? She was very rude to her TikTok. And then I said, I just asked, obviously I'm not single. I said, Google, why am I single? It says, because you are there and you're working on yourself. How did you know?
She knows you so well. It's because she listens to all your conversations.
You know, so guys.
Oh my goodness.
Send a text. Look out for your people. Hi Hortense, how are you doing, my lovely? How are you doing? Yes. So we're just kind of reminiscing and going over the shows that we've done thus far on Allflavasradio. Allflavas is an amazing platform, right? Some really great DJs played some amazing stuff over the start end. They've had Mum up till what o'clock in the morning? She's
go to bed, Nana. Getting WhatsApps at 1 in the morning.
Right, she's there, she's just on it. Like she loves it. So again, this is lovely. The fact that we have this, be able to play music, you know, and bring a little bit of joy into people's lives, right? Hi Chrissy, how are you doing, my dear? Yes, just bringing that little bit of joy into people's lives.
And it is a little community, isn't it? Everyone that joins us in the chat room, you know, we all come together, we share our thoughts. Yes, we share opinion, but it's a safe space, isn't it? We've touched on some, you know,
touchy subjects.
Yeah, areas that we're like, ooh, maybe I should talk about that, you know.
And also I did like the one on sexual deviance.
Really? What did you like about it?
It was very interesting, just how people can be a certain way, but we spoke about the fiancé, do you remember?
Yeah, that still was going to get married.
And even talking about going to the gun clinic, I think it's, you know, going there, checking yourself out. Sometimes some conversation is very tricky to speak about, but if we're not going to speak about it, that means no one's going to speak about it, which means that maybe people just won't know.
Yeah, and I think one of the good things is that in our community there's topics that we don't touch on. Like I remember I was saying to you about, you know, when we was younger, we're not going to talk about sex with your parents, like that is not done. But now that these conversations are being had, maybe it does give people more confidence to approach certain topics with family members or whoever, to say, do you know what, I know you don't particularly want to hear this, but I need your help, sort of thing. Because it's better to be open and protected than sheltered and in danger.
Yeah.
Because shelter is supposed to be safe.
Well, like we've learned as well these past weeks, is that sometimes where your haven is meant to be is where your hell is.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll touch on various topics, lots of different topics that affect us, and how we can go and we can find where we can find refuge, where we can find help when it comes down to these things, right?
And I think in that same, I can't remember if it was the Sexual Deviance show where we spoke about it's gone from my head now. Nope, it's gone.
Okay, financial freedom, was it?
Was that the one where we was talking about there's loads of different ways you can make money?
Yes.
No, that was another show. But yeah. I like the finance shows.
Yeah, so we'll be discussing financials, we're discussing lots of different things. It says, do you know how many people Allflavasradio is their only friend and have pulled them out of dark spaces? Thanks, Allflavas. Oh, that's come from Johnny K.
Lovely.
See, guys, sometimes when we think we're not making a difference, you know, we're doing things and you're like, oh, what am I doing this for? Maybe we've asked ourselves that question in the past. Knowing that when you reach out from a heartfelt place, that you don't know whose heart you're going to touch. All right, so thank you, Joy McKay. Do you know how many people Allflavasradio is their only friend and have pulled them out of dark spaces? There you go, DJs. You're doing a fantastic job pulling people out of dark places. All right, so let's keep up the good work, really.
Yeah, because I think even though we have a chat show, the music as well, like for me, music is almost like medicine. Sometimes you feel really, like Joy said, you're in a dark space, and that little bit of good music does lift you up. And even if you're, you know, maybe you are at home alone and, you know, thinking on the radio and you're listening to nice, good, because we know there's silent listeners out there. We know you're there.
We do.
So we won't forget you as well. But they, you know, might be doing their cleaning and they're just getting involved in the conversation, even if it is in their head, they're giving us answers in their head, they're still involved, you know. So we're there with you as well. We're sharing that little bit of energy that you're giving us, you know.
I had the guys on Sunday. Well, I've had them on at most of the start end, but was in cooking for you guys coming over for food, and it was great. It was just like you're there and this company and you're singing the songs, some great songs that you've not heard from back in the day, you know, and it's lovely. It's just so good to share. And it's just one small thing that we can do for people, isn't it? Every single day, all of us as individuals can do one small thing for someone. And never know how we've made a difference by doing that something.
And I think that's sometimes better. I think sometimes when people, this might sound really warped, but sometimes when people know they're doing good for other people, it gives them that kind of haughty, I don't know if that's the right word to use, but the humility kind of goes out the window. Whereas when you're silently doing something good for someone else, it might make you feel good, but that's almost better to me.
Always is. Like he says, there was a thought that came into my head as regards that, but giving silently, because God's looking on, the angels are looking on. You don't need to go in, have a whole whatever ahead of you. I don't know what they call it, you know, when they Aladdin, when he has all of the
his entourage,
the whole entourage. So, no, you don't need that, but you do it silently, you know, and not for accolades really. So it's the motive behind it, the motive behind doing things, isn't it? That stresses us forward. You know, each one reach one. Yes, Joy. Music is truly therapeutic. It is therapy. I use a music system called the Sound Beam when I work with the young special needs children. And they can play it with movement. It's an instrument that you play with movement.
Okay.
So that they love it.
Wow.
When they start playing that, you put it on a setting like a harp or whatever. It's an amazing piece of ingenuity, something that's been made for people that can't play a virtual piano or something like that.
Yeah.
Music is therapeutic, most definitely. So Lily, 22, and this is our last show of the year, 2020.
Yeah.
Do you remember the millennium? When they said, oh, the
What, 2000?
millennium bug and all this stuff.
All the computers are going to take over.
Yeah. And
I love it.
They kind of did though, when we think about it, slowly.
Yeah, but they didn't mean it like that. They were talking about like iRobot kind of, they're going to take over the world.
Well, but they are getting there.
Really?
Siri?
Are you one of the...
We ask
Please,
Google for everything.
You can switch Siri off. I mean, I don't have one of those things in my house where you know the radio, you could be like, hi Alex. Oh no, I have got
Turn the
Alexa on my
heating
TV.
down. See?
But no, she's only on my TV, I can switch her off.
Okay.
I can
But
take
can
the
you?
stick out.
That's the thing, can you? Can you switch Siri off? See, there you go. You know, so that's the time, it's 2021. I mean, 20 years since the millennium bug. That's the point that I was trying to make. It's kind of crazy how time has flown, and ever more so. But are we making every moment count, beautiful people? Are we making those moments count when it comes to time management and really making the most out of this time that we have? Because the world is never going to be the same after 2020. It's not going to be the same. Really, what have you got there? I don't think so. I don't think it will.
I don't think there's going to be that much change.
Virtual classrooms, who'd have ever thought it?
I know, but I think I said this before. You know, like after the World Wars, for example. Before the World Wars, things were different. People didn't know about nuclear bombs. People didn't know about other things, you know. Things like Chernobyl hadn't happened yet. So that was oh my goodness, things are going to be so different now. And yeah, they were a bit different. But I don't think they were drastically different.
Right. Are they drastically different now, though?
Well, yeah, I think if someone in 1914 was to walk into a classroom now, and they saw all the gadgets, they'd walk right back out again. They'd be like, oh my gosh, AI's taken over.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think it's been... I think every age, you have to have change.
Change is good. Change
Yeah.
is good. I remember, I saw something this week, and they had it was a crime thing, I think, that I was looking at. And they had these computers before DNA and all that stuff. And did you remember those big bulky computers, like with the blue writing on the screen?
Yes.
Look what we have now. We are carrying computers
Yeah, I know.
in our pocket.
Hands.
Right. That is a huge change. That's amazing. You know, how life has really totally turned around.
It's a benefit and a curse at the same time.
Blessing
isn't
and a curse. But you know, it is life as we know it now, isn't it? They rightfully said there. So what Think and Grow Rich? We know we've been looking into Think and Grow Rich, Earl Nightingale. And guys, I would really encourage you. This is a great book to kind of go out and read, because it helps us tap into ourselves as well, not only financially but in an emotional way as well. So really great read, Think and Grow Rich, and it's not just like one book that you read once and you put down. You've always got to kind of go back and look at it again to just really sound down what it's teaching us. All right, did you find anything in there, Lily? Oh, who's that? Hortense. Sorry, she says her login. You can go into the chat room and sign in just under your Facebook. You can sign in with your Facebook, or you can actually sign in with an email. Okay.
So I think this one has absolutely no relation to what we've been speaking about today, but I like it. So, persistence is the 8th step towards riches, whichever way you want to, rich in wealth, health, relationships. And it says persistence is an essential factor in the procedure of transmitting desire into its monetary equivalent. The basis of persistence is the power of will. The majority of people are ready to throw their aims and purposes overboard and give up at the first sign of opposition or misfortune. A few carry on despite all opposition until they gain their goal. These few are the Fords, Carnegies, Rockefellers and Edisons. Well, we'll translate them to our
yes,
but
of the Tyler Perrys.
Yeah.
Who else? The Akons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kanye Wests. Right. Yeah. So again, yeah. So what it says persistence.
Persistence. So I can't remember where I heard this, but I heard the same thing the last couple of weeks, and someone said some people are with Bolt, and he was saying how many years it took him to train. It was something like 9 years or something it took him to train to run 9 seconds and break world records. But some people are giving up after 2 months of seeing no progress. And it made me think, when we look at a situation, like for example, how many lockdowns we've been put in, is there a reason why we've been put in this situation? I feel like, is there something that I haven't yet learnt about myself, about my environment, about what I need to be doing, as to why I'm being given more time to reflect?
And that things don't just come so simply, so easily. Yeah. We said that starting a business, you're not going to see any return. So if you invest in something, like we've done quite a few investments and stuff, but you're not going to see, I've seen a small growth, but over the long term, you've got to look at things from a long-term perspective. So you invest now, you're going to see a 5-year return in 5 years, and it's not any quick fix.
Yeah.
You know, so going into something, you know, it's quite amazing. Allflavas has been on the waves for 5 years now.
Wow.
So the growth.
Yeah.
You know, so it starts small, but you've got to start.
To get.
Yeah. Right? Start, just do it, just take that first step and then continue.
Yeah, and it's even in things like I was saying to Jayla the other day, she was asking for something, I can't remember what she was asking for. And she said, but I want it now. I remember looking at her and said, I had to wait. Sometimes you have to wait for things. I had to wait 9 months and however many weeks for you. And it's a process of, you don't just get it right now. You have to wait or work or, you know, do something during a period of time before you see any results. And sometimes the results may be so small, you're just like, oh, a couple of years for 9 seconds.
Yeah.
But that was an intense...
That was a second a year. Literally 9 years, 9 seconds to run that race. That's a second a year.
But look at that accomplishment.
Amazing.
Look at that accomplishment.
And all of us can do it.
Jamaica to Africa.
Persistent. Oh, look at that flight. Amazing. It's never been done.
An 11-hour journey. 11 hours on a days. But look at that accomplishment.
Direct flight from Africa to Jamaica. Now, never been done. Never been done. So really looking back as well, I think when it comes to persistence, like you look back, don't you, to see how far you've come as well. So it's a matter of looking back. And, you know, my cousin said to me, Tash, tell me what you've been doing. And I don't like to tell people things. I just like to just get on with it. But it's a matter of standing still and recognising your accomplishments.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, give Lily a nice big round of applause because she finished her Masters this year. Yay! Awesome, you know, and these little things that are being done to make steps ahead. And in such a trialsome time, and you get it done.
Yeah.
It's amazing accomplishments, but you have to be persistent. So that was really fabulous.
Yeah.
So, Lily, do you do New Year's resolutions?
Nope.
Guys, what are your New Year's resolutions out there? Do you do New Year's resolutions? If not, you know, they say to have one goal, not too many goals.
Have goals, yeah. Have goals.
You know, so I don't generally do New Year's resolutions, but just try and be a constant work in progress. That's all we can do some of the time, isn't it? You know. So what are you going into 2021? What ideas or thoughts are you going to go into 2021 with?
Like I said before, want to go in with the take every day as it comes, but appreciate every day.
Yeah.
And work my hardest every day to achieve my goals. Because you still have to set goals, regardless of whether you're planning for next week and next week just doesn't work out how it's supposed to work out. You still have to have goals. So I've got a few goals that I need to achieve.
Attainable, manageable, and achievable. Is it attainable, achievable, same thing. So beautiful people, unbelievably, this is the last show of 2020 for us. So we do love you all out there. Hope you're looking after yourselves. And no one phoned in for the t-shirt or the
guys.
Yeah, guys, you didn't come and join us in the chat room. All right, so we're still on for another 10 minutes. So you can always text us 07895 134 713. And the question was, when we were talking about Kwanzaa, what was the Watts Rebellion? Kwanzaa was started to empower the African American community. What was the Watts Rebellion? This was the reason why it was started. So we're going to leave that with you. You can still text us 07895 134 713, and you may win that all exclusive All Flavors Radio t-shirt. But as for Lily and I, we're going to sign off, and we're definitely going to say see y'all on the other side. Now take care.
'Cause it won't be too long.